more dry. It seems like there is like kind of a warmth there. I feel it now. So we're just gonna see how we do that. Gonna take time on it. Can't dry like all of this stuff right here. This is really cool. They've got the iPhone 15 Pro. It's titanium. There's an advertisement right down there. It's a cool place to have dinner or a few drinks, glasses of wine or something right there. Right off of Cedar. Don't mean to be everybody's mother. Get some spray stuff right here. The floors are a little bit tricky here. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's like, okay, so it's for coffee or tea. And this is like a little thing that the floors are a little tricky here because they have a varnish on them. So it does okay. You can see some of the sheen right there. Kind of sheens to the robot. I may release him. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, it may be a little difficult. Might have to wipe some of that down. Looks like there's some stuff up there. You always want at least, here's a fan, one dry towel or rag or something if you run out of paper towels or something, so you can try to get some of the streaks. The idea is to leave it very spotless. It's very nice though. It's a very nice place. I'm guessing at a low 3,000 and a high $5,000 a month, maybe 6. I don't know, because of the high rise. I'd say between 3 to 6 grand a month, but it's right in the heart of Dallas. So never done one of these before, so this is the first time. Minimum 3,000, high 6. I've talked to a few of these guys. So. Pretty nice though. Not too big. And I don't know. I'm gonna send a photo to Linda. Alright, so I'm gonna try it. Turn on these lights right here. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Pretty cool. I suggest a feather. The other ones just seem to be less disposable. Those are halogen energy saving bulbs. so for this area right here, you want to make the plug, if you can, okay? Don't plug the plug there. Plug it over here. That way you don't have to run back over and leave your feet print everywhere. See right here? So you start from there, start it, hit 2, 3, and leave the plug down that way. You just work this way and backwards. All right, let's stop there, work in that patch. Leave this one for last when we leave. So we're walking this way. And also on these floors, if you're going to rest it, make sure you put it on standby. Shut up. These types of floors, you just want to go through it briefly and just one time. You don't want to leave the mop in one spot for very long at all. It's got a special varnish on top of it. Still, it's risky if you use a chemical, because you never know. This is just steam only, so it won't stain or anything, but some of the varnish can overheat, so it's better to go over it swiftly, just like you would a Swiffer mop, and don't power steam too much, because it'll bring up. You can still power steam the corners like this, so keep it swift, and keep it off the floor like that. And let it rest on the carpeted surface. Like that. Don't let it rest on the floor. You'll have to go back and kind of get up what's kind of like crusty flakes where the varnish was. So you have to be careful. It'll still handle steam mop though, it's fine. Just don't steam for too long. I'm gonna leave this area for later. Okay, so don't use time dry. Don't use time dry. Use your energy preferred or more dry. You wanna use this right here. Okay, so that actually works. So it's nice and warm. So we'll hang these up. Begin. Now we'll let that kind of stuff stay there. Actually, you know what? The bag's probably a good bag to use to tote some of the clothes in here. I use this, tote the clothes in there. All right, so I'm high up here, about 20 floors up. You can kind of see. So what I'm gonna do is send a message saying that I'm gonna leave this amount, this load in the dryer. I'm gonna wait until this goes off in 30 minutes or so. Then I'll begin putting stuff up there, and I'll leave this load in the dryer. I'll let him know before I leave. And maybe this dude could help with the men tube movement. When the men get liberated. I left a pencil. Yeah, this is cool. This Louisiana Cycling, Creole Cycling Festival for bicycling. Louisiana. Pretty cool. Looks like we have a male version of Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. quite a bit of shoes and boots. And that makes up quite a bit. But I'm the same way. And I mean, I do collect quite a bit of shoes. So I sent out a message saying that the clothing is taking longer than what I expected and to schedule another hour. I've read about this in the training session and videos. So as long as they approve of it, then it's okay. I don't have much of a choice because his clothing is wet. So I'll have to hold it off here for another hour. Oh, got a message. He replies swiftly. So we'll check this and we'll get back to the dry. She's over this way. So additional hour and a half was requested. And it can happen in any circumstances. Usually with the cleaning, like cleaning floors and dusting and all that stuff, it usually doesn't happen. But when it comes to wet clothing, then you may have to request more time because you don't want to leave wet clothing behind. If he's gonna be here later, it's not that big of a deal. I got a message. Right there is the American Airlines Center. It's a pretty cool view of this apartment, Gables 17. Yeah, I'm assuming little 30-minute drives. I'm doing an hour and 30 extra on time. Let me let this puppy, because I like things very fluffy and dry. So let's this thing go for another 30 minutes or so. We'll just let it cool down, and then we'll wait and switch these things over. Still waiting as part of it, and then I can just kind of go around and see what we can do about site cleaning. This will just be like more dusting. And even though we already did a wipe down, you want to do too many wipe downs because you use chemical on this. You don't want to overdo it too much. We can look inside here and kind of go through some stuff. You don't want to just be sitting because you don't want to get yourself in that kind of habit on these type of jobs. Now, right here, you do kind of do some sitting because you have to pay attention to the map and you're driving, so you're more focused. But you don't want to get in the habit of just kind of like, oh, I'm drying the clothes, so I'll just sit here, because you want your mind to be active and moving, doing something. I'm just kind of looking at stuff like this, seeing if I can, yeah, see? There's little detailed stuff I can do here for an additional hour. So what we're gonna do is detailed cleaning. So we're just gonna go through, find some stuff to get this kind of stuff out. I use my nail quite a bit sometimes because it's safer. Stay away from razor blades and things like that because you can scratch the wood. So you have to use your own hands. But we're gonna try this one, which is a nice little, it's got a little bit of tiny little Clorox on it. You also want to be careful because you don't know if something's gonna stain. Yeah, and I used this one for the floor earlier, so that's not a good one. I'll have to get a newer one. It's coming up quite nicely. And you know, if you get maybe someone over, romantic moment, they won't have to look at that little mark right there. Move this side, clean these horns right here. Here we go. Every nick and cranny. And these sheets are like 1,000 thread sheets. They're like very, very soft. It's pretty cool. Lots of color. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and check the dryer. Let's see. Nah, we're nowhere near. All right, we do have dry though. Well, now we'll have to wait. It's like that load is very difficult to dry. Man. Probably. Well, is look at this for a second. It looks like there's a little bit of handprint smear on that. Probably go through that. So that. Possible thumbnail. For the iPhone, it said it was 4 feet. So I don't know. Measured it earlier. I think it's larger than 4 feet. You know, from top. You know, 70 inch or more. I guess it maybe a 72 inch, 70 maybe, I don't know. The iPhone won't really measure it, but it will. It's just I couldn't really get it to work from there all the way to there. All right, since we're running out of time, and I'm gonna separate some of the thin stuff from the thick stuff. So these jeans are gonna take too long, so I'm gonna set those aside. Those won't take that long. All the loose stuff, this towel, let's set that aside. Leave that towel, put those jeans aside. That's thinner. Let's see, put those aside. And these aside. And yeah, there's too many jeans going on at one time. So what we want to do is go by probably a thrift store or Goodwill and kind of watch out, you know. I know I'm bad too. I keep a lot of clothes that I don't need. Actually, we all do. There's probably not a living soul on the planet that doesn't do that. Clothing is such a kind of important thing. Okay, we don't have a long time on these right here. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get these dry. And let's do another dry on these. And then what we'll do is start hang drying these. Go through these clothes right here. Try to go with the light stuff if you can. Dries quicker. Now for a reenactment of Last Tango in Paris. I'm trying to do some of them. This is after Marlon Brando gets shot by the French lady. I was doing a reenactment of Last Tango in Paris. Bernardo Bertolucci goes out in the balcony. Marlon Brando goes out in the balcony after he gets shot by the love interest, French lady. And he puts his gum underneath the railing and then dies. So Last Tango in Paris was Bernardo Bertolucci's masterpiece, with Marie Schneider and Marlon Brando. Marie played a character named like Jean, and then Marlon Brando played Paul. Didn't have last names. That is really quite the view, by the way. And so much time we have. Might as well hang up clothing while I'm at it. Those are underwear. More shorts. There we go. Shirt over here. I do this stuff all the time anyway. It's like, might as well do it. I heard a joke once that a crazy person isn't someone who, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, a crazy person is someone that goes into someone's house and robs their safe. You know, that's not crazy. The crazy person goes in and irons their clothes and leaves. I don't know if you heard that. So yeah, let's say it again. Yeah, the crazy person isn't someone that goes in and robs them blind inside their home, or, you know, takes their safe or and their money or whatever. A crazy person goes in and irons all their clothing and then leaves, you know. That's actually a workout gym. Linda and I have been there just to visit one time. And I guess a crazier person would go into their home and clean their house and videotape it and put it on a YouTube show. Yeah, I like it. Let's get to that next scene. Yeah. I don't know. Those aren't drying at all, and I gotta get going here pretty soon. Well, at least I can say is another 30 minutes, so I don't know. You can get up here as Spider-Man and maybe Superman, a few others. If I leave it open, I hear some studio lights right here. Yeah, that should be fine. Well, I've got this light over here. All right. I'll see this place again. Scheduled 2 hours longer for dry on this guy. He's at the Gables 17. Got it. Let's put on our shoes. I'll get into the light for that one. All right, so have a already. Start this way. 1, 2. Bring that over there. I always do double there. Voila. Now our exit. There's nothing laying around. That looks good. That's fine. And that's drying. Just got more wash to go with. Double check everything. Make sure all these sponges right. Sit around. Everyone's okay. So he's not consistently clean. These things really should put them in the dishwasher. Well, since these are already in here, I'll just leave it right here. Just leave it there. trash can and no broom. It's the first for me. Man, it's like I can't get another sponge. That's where their mail is, right there. That's awesome. Okay. I don't know if they have cups. Oh. All right, let's get gassed up and we'll try out a roadie. So even though duration was 3.5, we went for 4.5. Went the extra mile just to watch over at least half the laundry, and then left some in the wash, and then the big stuff in the dry. I did request an hour and a half more, so that's still drying. And you can do that. You just go to job support, request it. You let the customer know first, so send them a message just saying that you're going to need a longer duration, like an hour or something like that, or an hour and a half, or however longer that you think you would need. So when you're requesting, like, let's say an hour, request an hour and a half. Just give yourself a little 30-minute more. I probably should have requested about 2 hours. But anyway, when you do that, it's going to allow you to finish it up, and then I think you get paid a little bit more. I don't know if they give it to you then or add it later. Here they operate by phone number, so okay, so they open. Cool. I don't know if they just saw it and let you out or whatever. They have a ticketless program. Gables 17. Pretty nice. Okay. That's the building that looks like a computer right there. Right past McKinney. And all the way from New Driver. Woodall Rogers is right down the road from where this guy lives. And that looks like a computer. into traffic. We're gonna stop at maybe like the North Richland Hills area, and they've got some Walmarts and Home Depots and stuff like that out there for roadie. Probably won't take a Walmart one. That's the shaky one. But maybe a Home Depot. I'll take a Home Depot, or maybe like a pharmaceutical pickup or something like that. Walmarts are always very slow, and they don't always have, like sometimes they give it to somebody else, or it's not always there once you arrive. So we'll look at that in a minute. So we're operating with 2 companies right now, which is usually what I'm doing, usually 2 to 3 companies at a time in the gig economy. In this case, it's a cleaning service and roadie. And roadie did deactivate my account because I had asked a manager, let me go this way, about an order. I just wanted to verify the order, so they put something down for safety issues or something, and then I just, I said, oh well, and I just used other stuff, and then they got a hold of me recently over the last week or 2, and told me that they reviewed everything and said it was okay. I guess since I didn't say any slang words or any insults or anything, I was just concerned with the order, then they were okay with me, staying with them. Now, favor, on the other hand, that's a whole different story. I won't get into that. But, all right. So we're going to leave Dallas and we're going to leave Dallas and head back to Richmond. I got to plug in for the sake of battery. I got to plug the phone in.